Some people associate philosophy with an old man with a long white beard who is wearing a tunic, ponders about the aim of existence and mysterious fate of humans. Others perceive philosophy as a completely useless subject at school, or a course on the university that is chosen by not very clever youths, people that are rather shiftless, or simply strange losers, in general, future unemployed persons. For many, the act of studying philosophy has become the subject of impracticality and social degradation. In the 21st century, philosophy itself is perceived as the symbol of humiliation, laughter, and condemnation. I am standing in front of you today in order to explain what, in my opinion, philosophy is all about. Today, I'm going to stress on the benefits that philosophy provides. But most importantly, I'm going to answer two fundamental questions. Why modern society needs philosophy, and why modern philosophy needs society. Not long time ago, people were striving to possess means that would satisfy their crucial needs, make their dreams come true, and that sustain human dignity. Unfortunately, in the 21st century, material goods stopped being means for a better life and became purpose itself. As a result, lives of many people slowly become absurd. In the 21st century, the average person became a collector and user. Nowadays, we buy things that in fact we do not really need. For example, a friend of mine, Simon, he buys new fashionable clothes every weekend. But the paradox is that he does not have enough time to consume the clothes that are already bought because another trend is on its way. Such concerns as Zara, known also in Poland as Zara or H&M, have their collections changing every 2 weeks. So people are compelled to keep up with the fashion all the time. Hence, in my opinion, we need certain truths, doctrines, paths to follow in our lives in order to become a truly happy person. For some, it happens to be religion. For others, personal trainers that remind them what is really important in life. In my case, this is philosophy, at the same time being a springboard. Nowadays, we completely reject philosophy. But what is it, in fact? For me, philosophy, from the academic point of view, is a moment of comprehending political and social conceptions, but also finding and taming human problems, as I believe that philosophy is all about humans and everything that is related to them. Reading moral philosophers helps me to fight with useless consumption and focus on being. And the doctrine of Immanuel Kant to treat people as aim, not as means, encourages me to participate in social projects and volunteering. As a result, along with 5 other friends, we created a social project called Warszawiacy Międzypokoleniowo, which aim is to tighten the relations between young and old generation in Warsaw. We eat, we laugh, we generally spend time together. We do not have each other. We are with each other. And thanks to those moments spent with all those old people, made me realize that career, success, being somebody, of course it is important, but there are also values such as friendship, history, shared memories. And thanks to the sort of experience that was initiating at the very beginning by the study of philosophy, I feel needed and I feel that I live my life to the fullest. Thanks to the study of philosophy, I feel that I really am, not have. It seems that the modern world urges us to plan our lives all the time and hope for a better future. And for quite a long, I've been a close of this insane way of thinking. Come Monday and my thoughts were on Wednesday because I knew that only then I would be after my exams and finally I will have some moment only to myself. But when Wednesday finally came, new issues appeared as well. And instead of living in and appreciating the moment, I had to plan my life once again. It happened to me quite often that I moved straight on the calendar from Monday to Sunday, because I knew that only then I would be after my exams, that only then I will be finally able to live. Philosophy touches such problems of modern society and talks about them at length, the same way as Max Scheler does in his great book, Resentment and Morality. He proves that in the modern society, we work so hard in order to achieve happiness that in fact we do not have enough time, power, or willingness to consume it. As you can deduce from this quite a long quotation, we all want to be happy. We all want to live our lives to the fullest. But in a moment, later, at the end of the day, of the week. And the modern world is telling us that we will be happy, but as soon as we do certain things. Wrong. Happiness is now. Happiness is at the very moment. And it may sound trivial that one cannot be happy yesterday or tomorrow, but think about it, make use of it, and derive what is the best at the every possible moment. And this is what the practical side of philosophy teaches me all the time. Have you ever noticed that in the modern society we feel lonelier and more uncertain? That in fact we live in a crowd of people where everybody is mute. Nowadays, according to the World Health Organization, the statistics shows that more than 350 million of people suffer from depression. And this number is getting higher every year. In my opinion, it happens because of two reasons. The first one is that we, as a modern society, perceive life as a financial undertaking that should be economically profitable. If you invest well in your life, you can go places. But if you do not follow this modern way of thinking, society rejects you. The other option is that we, as a modern society, haven't answered the most important questions concerning our lives. And in fact, we do not really know how to live and what we live for. Philosophy gives time for that. Philosophy challenges and encourages people to ask difficult questions. What is the source of a meaningful life? What gives us a real satisfaction? What does it mean to be truly happy? These are the questions I'm asking myself, and thanks to this practical side of philosophy, I learn how to define what is really important in my life, and consequently try to become a truly happy person. But despite that, and all positive things that philosophy provides, its existence is impossible without our participation. Without the contribution of modern society, and especially young high school and university students, philosophy will not live. Without our contribution, philosophy will stop existing as a stimulation to pursue a meaningful and worthy life. Without our contribution, philosophy will not live, will become a useless and fake creature, and consequently, our society will be driven to frustration and addictions that are based on fake happiness. Philosophy needs space for its own development, and philosophy needs its rank to be emphasized in schools and academic structures. And that is why I am calling Polish universities to resign from charging students who want to take the second course on the Polish universities. Let young people have a real possibility to make use of the blessings of philosophy. And believe me, everybody will benefit from it. And what is more, our Polish universities will not drop to the level of vocational schools. So, as you can see, there is nothing fanciful about philosophy. In fact, it is more about facts and reason. Philosophy isn't something that is necessarily complicated and can be described with the use of difficult words and vague definitions. Philosophy is not an abstract polemic between materialists and rationalists. Philosophy is a moment of winding down in the craziness of world. Philosophy is about understanding how we want to live and what we want to live for. Philosophy challenges and encourages people to ask difficult questions and bravely name their own real needs. Philosophy does not impose anything. You can safely look for your own path. But philosophy needs its space, it needs its rank emphasized in order to flourish and to be useful. Philosophy is of people, by people, and for people. But without them, philosophy dies. And that is why I believe that modern philosophy is dependent on society, but also that modern society needs philosophy. Thank you.